Hey guys, my name is Hunter Kittrell and I am a missionary in Haiti. I heard you guys wanted to hear a little bit about what it's like to live in a different country and to be a missionary. My wife is not here with me right now because she's helping a medical team who's out in the community who's helping sick people. So it's just going to be me today. But let me answer a few of the questions that I was sent, and we'll talk a little bit about that. The first question was, how long have I been in Haiti? Well, for right now, I've been in Haiti for 2.5 years, and I'm probably going to be here for another 4 or 5 years because I'm in the process of adopting two of the children from the orphanage. The second question is, what brought me to Haiti? Well, my wife and I would answer that question a little differently. We went to Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee, and we started the mission trip through the school there back in 2007. And for me, a little bit, I wanted to impress Jillian. We were dating at the time, so I wanted to impress her a little bit by going on a trip like this. And two, I wanted to find adventure in Haiti. I really wanted to explore this country. And I think Jillian's question would be a little different. She would say that she wanted to come and love on kids. But after we took 5 and 6 trips to Haiti, we really fell in love with this country and the people here. And so that's why we decided to move here, so that we could take over the work at the orphanage and we could care for these kids. The third question: what is it like to be a Christian in Haiti? Are people nice, friendly to the Christians here? And actually, for a North American Christian, for someone who's from America or Canada, it's kind of difficult to be a Christian down here because it's hard to find community. You all have church that you can go to each Sunday, but here, when most of the people don't speak the same language as you, it's hard to find a community of believers that you can worship with. So it's difficult in that sense. Uh, but there's a lot of Christians in Haiti. There's 90% of the people that live here are call themselves Christians. Are there many other religions in Haiti? Is the next question. And yes, there are some different religions. Mostly people are Christian, but there is a very large presence of voodoo in the country, and this isn't the kind of voodoo that is a funny thing that you see on TV, with the little dolls that you put pins in. This is actually a real religion, and it's kind of a scary religion. It's instead of having God as your main figure that you worship, they actually worship Satan. So that's difficult to minister to people who believe in voodoo. The next question: what is your favorite food that you eat down there? Well, for me, my favorite food is called boulette. Boulette is kind of like a, a spicy, deep fried meatloaf ball. That's what I call it. It's kind of a meatball, but it's really good. It's deep fried and a little spicy. I really like it. Jillian's favorite food is stuff called pickles. And pickles is kind of like a vinegar-based slaw, like coleslaw, that has habanero peppers in it. So you can mix it in with your rice and your beans and put it on chicken and all kinds of stuff, and it just adds a really spicy flavor to it. A lot of Haitian food is spicy. Creole food is spicy. The next question is, what is difficult about living in a different country? And for me, one thing that's difficult for living in Haiti is not having as many options, especially food options. When Jillian and I want to go out and eat, we have to choose from about 4 or 5 different restaurants. In America, if you want to go out and eat, you can choose from hundreds of restaurants. We lived in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's thousands of restaurants to choose from. And there's certain foods that we really crave sometimes that we just can't eat here. Jillian really loves Chick-fil-A, and we can't get that here. And we both really like salads, good fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's hard to find that's good for us to eat too. So those are some difficulties that we have. The next question is your house and bathroom very different from those in the U.S.? Um, yeah, it is different in a lot of ways. Um, our house, it has no glass on the windows. You see this window behind me? It's just a um, cement block, and then on the inside it has bug screens so that the insects can't get in. And that's all there is. There's no glass on the windows, and in our showers are cold. We don't have hot showers. Um, so sometimes it takes a while to get used to the cold water, especially in December and January. It's very cold then. And then the tap water that's in our sink, in our kitchen, in our bathroom, we can't drink that water. It comes straight from the ground. We pump it straight from a well, and it goes into our house. So we have to buy purified water every week. The next question: what is still the same even away from home in America? Well, for one thing, we still have internet, which is a big blessing for us. We can communicate with our friends and our family. We have Facebook, just like some of you probably do. And we have a truck that we can drive around. We have the independence of being able to travel. And so that's good for us. What is strange about the U.S. now that you're in another country? Um, there's actually a few things. It's really weird to hear people talk about politics in America. On Facebook or even when we're home, everyone likes talking about politics, but when Jillian and I are here, we don't talk about the politics in America. We don't talk about a lot of the current events that are going on in America because we don't know about them or they don't affect us as much. Um, and then it's weird when we go home to America. We're not used to being surrounded by white people. We're used to only Haitians being around us, only a community of dark-skinned people. And so it's funny when we go home. It's funny sitting in a restaurant with lots and lots of white people and everyone speaking English. That's funny. All right, so what is the weather like there? The weather, it's always hot. I'm really hot right now. I put this nice shirt on for you guys, but it's making me hot. It for me, I get really cold in December when it's about 70 degrees outside. This last December, I got sick. I had a head cold because it was 70 degrees outside. So I know most of you guys are wearing shorts and t-shirts in 70-degree weather. But for me, I'm wearing long pants and have a blanket on me because I'm so cold. That's how much my body has changed to the weather. Let me show you around outside a little bit. I'm gonna just take you on a little walk around the tour of the orphanage real quick, and then we'll talk about some more questions. This is what's called the Laku. It's basically just the driveway. This is the view from the porch from my house. This is the school that we have on our property. We have about 250 kids that go to school here. It's a 1st through 6th grade. There's the dinner bell telling the kids that the food's ready. And then here's the pavilion that we have so that the kids can study and do their homework and do devotionals. Here's a look at the kids' rooms. We've got girls on one side and boys on the other. Here's the dining hall where all the kids come to get their meals. Here's the kitchen. This cook is cooking the food for an American team that's in right now on a propane stove. As we go out of the kitchen, we walk up to the place where the ladies hand wash all the clothes for the orphanage. In the back here, we have a great basketball court and place for the kids to play. Okay, so we're back now. Um, One of the last questions is, uh, do I speak the same language as the other people, and was it hard to learn? And and yes, I'm learning to speak the other language. I still don't know it fluently. I don't know it perfectly, but I'm learning it, and I'm really enjoying learning it. It's actually a very easy language to learn. It's called Creole, and it's the type of language that the French slaves used to talk back when the French had a colony here, and so that language it's kind of like French, but not exactly. So I don't speak French, but I can speak Creole. Um, so it's not too bad. It's not too hard to learn. The last question is, how do you say "For God so loved the world"? And in Creole, there's a lot of different ways of saying the same thing. There's lots of different dialects, even in this country. It's a very small country, but there's many different ways of speaking Creole. Uh, Creole is not a very standard language because it's it's only been written language for about 50 years. Whereas you think about Spanish, for example, it's been a language written for about 1,000 years. So there's lots of different ways of saying it. So I'm going to tell you um, the way that I would say it, the way that I would say it in my Northern Haiti Cap-Haitian Creole. Um, and that is, Parce que bon Dieu vraiment aimé le monde là. That just means because God really loved the world. If you were to read it in the Creole Bible, in Jean 3:16, which is John 3:16, you would see it say, Parce que bon Dieu si tellement aimé les hommes, li bay sel petit li apouyo. Which just means that God so loved man that he gave his only son for them. So there's different ways of saying it. So you can choose which way you want to say it. The way I say it is a lot easier. Parce que bon Dieu t'est vraiment aimé le monde là. But you guys can choose. Hey guys, thank you so much for asking me to share a little bit about my life and a little bit about the orphanage here. We really love our work down here in Haiti. We love the people of Haiti. And anytime you want to come visit, just let me know. We'll see what we can do to work that out. And now I'm going to give my salutations in Creole. Merci en pile pour m'aider moi parler aujourd'hui. Je suis vraiment content ou te vle tande histoire moi. Na Haiti, nous avons un pile problème. Et moi-même, m'empêcher aider moun là. Et nous-mêmes, nous voulons aider moun là tout parce que vous voulez tendre histoire moi. S'il vous plaît, continuez à prier pour moi, priez pour Timounio, et priez bon Dieu bénis nous en pile. Et moi-même, m'a demandé bon Dieu bénis vous tout. Before I go though, let me introduce my family. My son is Nollinson, his sister Delencia, and this is my beautiful wife, Jillian. Merci en pile. Au revoir.